Hello, everyone. We are now starting the pro draft. This is your commentary, Blaze, and with me I have
Nobody.
nobody. That's correct. I have nobody.
Hi, I am Elena from a substitute on the OHVA team and your usual commentator. it
Indeed.
seems it seems we are starting the pro draft. We
Yep.
have Poppy, Lux, Cassidon bans. Looks very interesting so far.
Lux makes sense. We do know that OHVA, I don't know why that's up. OHVA has a bit of an issue against Lux and has in the
She,
past.
she can be a very annoying champion when used against you correctly, that's for
Yeah, no kidding. Uh, on the opposite side, though, we have a Caston and a Victor, seem to be mid lane focused bans. Makes sense
sure.
because those two are very oppressive mid laners.
Yes, they are.
Mordekaiser coming out from OHV for the top ban. He's a pretty threatening character. He's very good at isolating people with his ultimate, sending them to a separate dimension, and it's scary.
It is definitely scary.
Get that Gnar target banned for our top laner on OHVA's side, and a set first pick. I think that makes a lot of sense. It's a safe pick.
It is a safe pick, especially with the targeted top bans.
Yeah,
He probably didn't want his champ pool being limited anymore.
correct. Yeah, Set is kind of hard to counter. He does his job very well, and he plays well in all stages of the game. So there's really no reason to ever feel bad about first picking him.
Agreed. And Ari seems to be the same way. She has been very strong lately.
She has the recent rework changing her ultimate up as well as her passive a lot, giving her those extra resets. And God, who would have thought 7+ dashes on a champion would be really strong?
Who would have thought?
Who would
I,
have thunk it?
Ari really needed more dashes.
Yeah, she did, absolutely.
you,
She
that's
needed
not
more
like
chromas too.
she needed more chromas. Her charm and the orbs she fires,
Yep.
those weren't strong enough. She needed more
Nope.
dashes.
Absolutely. I agree. As you know, obviously I am in the Rioter headspace, so I know exactly what they were thinking. Um, so we also see the bot and jungle picks coming out from OHVA. Ashe Makes sense for their ADC. She's very well known for her Ashe, and in the past games, we've seen her hit those Ashe arrows across map, which is amazing utility. The vision
Yeah,
that can come out from her E across map is also great. Ashe is just a very safe and very good bot lane pick. Kha'Zix is a bit of a risky
indeed.
one, can be relatively easily countered, um,
Yeah.
but he should be fine. We have a Dr. Mundo coming out for the top lane into the set, I assume, and that'll be
A
an
little,
interesting lane. Um,
yeah,
Both are very good in 1v1 fights because Mundo just likes to throw his cleavers at people and chunk them down, and he has a lot of healing. So it's
he
going to be
does.
probably mostly a skill matchup top lane, seeing who can go at each other first. You have the Morgana ban. It's fine.
Morgana
It's
van. And it seems that the Dr. Mundo pick was a miscommunication. It was meant to be Ornn.
That is a big miscommunication. Completely different
That is,
champion right there.
it
But
is.
you
He
know,
might be.
happens to the best of us.
Indeed. We also have a Lilia pick that could be jungle or mid.
Yes, I am. I'm assuming it's jungle considering they have the Ari. But I've been surprised in the past, and
True.
you know, um, I like a Lilia pick. I always like a Lilia pick in the jungle. She's very good at clearing. She's got great ganks. She's got AoE CC with level 6 her ult. Very good jungle pick.
Yep. We
Although
have
she
Soraka ban.
Soraka and Leona, lots of support target ban considering it's one of the only lanes that have not been banned out yet. Nami, that makes sense. Last time we saw MC or MVCA, my bad. They did have a Nami. We also see the Nico pick.
My guess that would be support.
I would guess that as well. Nico is similar to Lux in the aspect that she does a lot of damage as support. Her damage is just more self-contained to a smaller area, whereas Lux can, fire laser beams across the map. So,
It's kind of scary when a laser beam just comes out of nowhere and chunks you.
absolutely. And there is the Zeri pick. That's an interesting one. That's a mid Zeri, I believe.
Indeed.
Zeri is an interesting champion. She is she's one of the newer champions. I don't remember if she came out before Renata or not, but
She
um,
was before Renata.
that's what I thought. Yeah. Um, she does AP and AD damage, or magic and physical damage, and so she's pretty good at building in a variety of ways. She also um, can be pretty oppressive in lane because her Q, her main source of damage, is it doesn't cost any mana, so there's no
Mhm.
fear there.
This is going to be a very interesting bot lane. They picked a Rengar,
Yes,
which brings up the
I
question: who's ADC?
it looks like it might have supposed to have been Jinx. Once again, I don't know how that happened, but Jinx and Rengar
So
are similar enough.
MVCA or MCVA.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's MVC. I don't know. Wait, is it M?
Anyway,
Wait,
wait. Okay, so it's probably MC and then Virtual Academy.
that's what I
So
thought too.
okay.
You see, we're
But
professionals, guys.
exactly.
All
So
right, so
we
we got champion select coming up here.
yeah, so this is the place where you do not want to mess up your champion lock-ins,
Yes, this
people.
is the important one.
This is the important one. It looks like OHVA is going to have Set, Kha'Zix, Ash, Miko, and Zeri. And MCVA is going to have Ari, Lilia, Ornn, Nami, and Jinx.
Yes, that does completely change up
Yes,
what
it
they had
does.
in pro draft, and it's a strange program, so I can't, I'm not going to judge them too harsh on it. I haven't personally used it, but you know, it's Orin is much different than Doctor Mundo, completely different.
Oh,
So
yes.
that changes the dynamic of top lane a lot, and Orin can be very scary in the top lane because you often see top laners underestimating his early damage because Orin's passive hits hard.
Indeed, it does.
And then Jinx, pretty standard ADC pick, very aggressive into the Ashe. It's a good pick into the Ashe because Jinx can kind of just run at her with a little cause for concern. Yep,
Her
see, we got that
damage
one.
is something to be feared.
Yes, if Jinx gets ahead and she starts getting kills and assists in a team fight, her passive gives her that increased movement speed, that attack speed, and she starts being able to do more and more.
Yes.
But I think I like both teams. I'm definitely interested to watch and keep an eye on the jungle dynamic as Kha'Zix is a, not maybe necessarily a counter to Lilia, but assassins usually do better into Lilia because she struggles when people get closer to her, as her Q is a radius around her, but extended outwards. She cannot hit people in the immediate area next to her. Kha'Zix is good at getting in, jumping on his opponents, and bursting them down.
Hmm. I don't think I've seen. I think I've seen Kha'Zix played once. I know he's an assassin, and I know he looks insect-like, and that's about it.
Yep, he's a bug and an assassin. So basically, Kha'Zix's whole shtick is that he is an adaptable fighter. So as you go through the game and every time you level up his ultimate, you get to uh, evolve one of your abilities. So for example, if you evolve your Q does more damage now. If you evolve your W shoots out more spikes. If you evolve your E can jump farther, I believe. I don't know, I don't play a lot of Kha'Zix. And then if you evolve your R, you get more casts of the temporary invisibility. And we'll see that as we go in. Usually, if you get to level 18, you'll see um, or level 16, you'll see 3 evolutions, but we might only get to 2. I don't know.
It depends.
And there is a very rare scenario where you can see 4 evolutions, but that involves a Rengar on the other team, which turns out to be a Jinx. So, no Easter egg event this time around, but maybe next game. So there we have it. There's our teams.
There's our teams.
I cannot wait to see how this goes down. Zeri, not Zari, combining the two. Zeri and Ari is going to be it's a lot of skill based matchups I'm seeing. You know,
Yeah.
if Ari hits her skill shots on Zeri, Zeri does not have a lot of room to dodge those. Her E is a short dash unless she hits a wall with it. But if Ari misses her E, Zeri is kind of free to just go in and get that free poke on her. Ari's E is her charm ability. You know, forces opponents to stop attacking and walk towards her.
Mhm.
I think overall, I would say MCVA has a better team fight because they have a lot of AoE from Ornn and Lilia, lots of AoE CC. Oh, and Nami. They also have single target lockdown with Nami and Jinx. So I'll be interested to see team fights, but I think OHVA can definitely have some pretty strong team fights too with a good, you could see a combo like Set and Nico
Yeah.
coming out together, and it's gonna depend. I mean, this game
As
could go either
usual.
way.
As usual, it all comes down to how the players play.
Absolutely. Name of the game. Well, all right. We are just waiting for the spectator delay to get into this game, so we are going to go to intermission just for a little bit, guys. Enjoy the music.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the game. It seems we are getting started. Both teams are spawning in, and we'll soon be setting up their jungle. We got some pretty nice looking skins all throughout the board, all across the board. And it looks like OHVA is starting topside, while MCVA might be starting bot side. OHVA might be setting up for... No, it does not look like they're going for an invade. MCVA has an early ward in bot River Bush. Both junglers are starting topside. Nico is currently disguised as Zeri. That's one of my favorite parts of Nico. She can be really scary when low health Nico turns into a full health Volibear. MCVA has warded their top side and is heading down to bot for a leash. OHVA is looking for that early bot wave, while topside gives a leash to their jungler. If OHVA can get an early lead, that would be great, but they really need to keep it from Jinx as she scales really hard. Good poke from Nico, but decent poke coming out from Jinx as well. Ashe's range will be instrumental in this game, especially if she can land her ult at a proper time. We got a little bit of top lane aggression, Set trying to keep Ornn off his wave. Little bit of poke coming out. Might see first blood coming out top lane, but Probably not right now. Ashe is half health. Both of their bot laners aren't looking very good. We got first blood going out to the Nico as Jinx trying to get an Ashe kill. She cannot let her have this. Nico playing really well. Jinx is very low, but it looks like she'll be able to get away. That is very, very good for OHVA. If they can snowball this, if they can snowball an early lead, that would be perfect. Set them up really well. We got a knock up from Ornn. Set's gonna try and take this fight, but we got Lilia gank. Oh, yes! Set was able to turn the tide. Might be able to get Lilia before she... Yes! We got Set killing both Ornn and Lilia. That is perfect for this game. We got a gank mid from Kha'Zix and Zeri. Jinx was forced to back. It's looking pretty good for OHVA. They cannot let this team have an early lead. Very good dodge from Zeri. Good poke from her as well. Both mid laners are a little low, but Zeri has a little more health. Looks like she's going to have 6. It looks like this Zeri is going to have 6 before Ahri is. Ooh, good charm dodge. That's Ahri's E down. Won't be able to draw them under turret. Looks like we have a back coming out. Bot lane for OHVA. Farm is looking pretty even. Jinx is a little ahead, but not by much. We have Drake spawning bot side. Not that he would spawn anywhere else. An attempted knockup by Ornn, but taking a lot of poke from Set in the meantime.
All right.
So just to catch you up, we had a double kill top lane, and
Gotcha.
from our side.
Yes.
And who else was killed? I don't remember. Oh yeah, Nami. Nami got killed by Nico.
Gotcha. Sounds like an exciting start to the game. 5 minutes in, already 3 kills.
Yes, they cannot afford to give up this early lead.
No, they can't. And this is really good for them because they are a very early game focused team comp. Kha'Zix able to capitalize off of that as he's an assassin. And, well, any kill on an ADC is a good thing, so Zeri and Ashe can take all they can get. Looks like we got a bit of downtime here as we're waiting for lanes to farm up a little bit. Can't be fighting all the time. Speaking of, a bit of a scuffle in the bot lane, lots of CC being used, but surmounts to nothing other than a couple of spells.
Nico's CC will be very useful.
Well, it being able to go through minions is crucial. In fact, you should be casting it through minions as it gets buffed.
Possible gank coming out bot.
Yep, could be a possible counter gank coming out from Lilia. Looks like she is going to try and come, but it looks like the Nami with a successful flash away, and the Jinx using her chompers properly. Poking. A lot of damage coming out on the Kha'Zix. Lilia's not going to attempt to come down, though. Nami being a bit too low.
I don't blame her. She got her butt kicked top lane.
Yep. Kha'Zix going in for another kill. Flashes into the Nami Q. Gets knocked up. Nami able to get away because of that. Bit of a kerfuffle in the top lane. It's a hard word to say. Don't know why I chose that one. But, alas. Lilia chasing Kha'Zix out of the river a little bit. Trying to gain that pressure back. We do see a control ward on that Hex deck Drake. Just to secure that control for now. We'll see if anything surmounts because of that. enemy bot lane having to back, or by enemy I mean OHVA, and they are not backing at all, actually. They decided to stay. Ornn quite low. We'll see if Set decides to go for the tower dive. Ornn with no mana could mean it's pretty safe to do so. Showstopper on the Set, but he decides not to use it. Uses his W to get a bit of poke, but he misses. Kha'Zix
Looks
clearing
like
out some farm. Another control ward being cleared.
MCVA might be setting up for Dragon.
Looks like they are trying to get some pressure for it. But OHVA is all up and fairly healthy. Ashe is about half health, so let's see what happens. Set playing very safe, not willing to take a risk and do the dive, knowing that if he does, he could lose a lot for it. A bit of poke coming on the mid lane. Zeri taking a couple tower shots. Oh, good thing Ahri missed that E, otherwise that was probably a kill onto the Zeri.
Zeri has been very lucky with dodging Ari's charm,
Yeah, that charm is terrifying.
especially under tower, which is the last 2 times has been the case,
Yep. I
especially
don't.
with a low health Zeri.
Yeah, I don't know if it's changed. It might have changed during the rework, but I believe her E still um, makes the target of it take more damage from her other abilities. So,
I'm not sure. I
yeah.
have not played Ari personally.
Oh, I have. I just don't read abilities. Um,
No, that's fair.
see, Nico in a bit of a rough spot, but the Jinx misses the zapper, so the slow is not applied, and Nico's able to just walk away. Kha'Zix trying to go in on the Lilia. Looks like it's working, but she hit her with a big Lilia ult coming out. Looks like Nami's in a... Or not Nami. Nico's in a pretty bad spot. Kha'Zix might be the next to fall. Ashe ults the Nami, trying to commit to something, but unable to get anything. That's a triple kill coming out from MCVA, putting them right back into this game. Turning onto that Hex Deck Drake, and that's a huge swing right there.
Yeah.
That is going to even out the gold, pretty much.
And Jinx has begun to scale.
Yep.
A nuisance for sure, but can be dealt with.
Definitely. See, a bit of a confusion in our scoreboard here. Let's fix that up. Zeri doing a bit of a 2v1 here. Ahri pretty low on mana, so it should be pretty safe for Zeri. Lilia is there, however. Hits the E. I don't remember what it's called. Zeri uses her ult to hit 3 targets and gets a huge movement speed boost, kiting beautifully away from the Lilia. Ahri with no mana is struggling to lock her down. Zeri almost getting hit by that Q. Most certainly would have killed her. Oh, still does die anyway to the Ignite. Kha'Zix in a rough spot now that he's back into a 3v1, but scares the Lilia off by doing a huge chunk of damage. Ahri opting to go in. Her ult does not cost mana, but it does cost her life, and Kha'Zix pulls up another kill on the Ahri. Wow, that was crazy. Very back and forth there.
I applaud your commentating skills because that was a lot happening in a few minutes there.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, I mean, you know, Ahri definitely overcommitting a little bit there. Maybe it does, you know, allow them to push up and get that Kha'Zix kill, but in return it costs her her life when they probably could have gotten away with 1 for free, and maybe 2. You know, Ahri ult doesn't cost more mana once she's cast it, so you can cast the first cast for it's like 80 or 100 mana, and the rest are free. Main issue is that it doesn't do a lot of damage.
I gotcha. Looks like top lane is pretty OHVA.
Yeah, Set
On
being
their
very
OHVA
aggressive.
side.
He's got... It's Hullbreaker, right? Yep, early Hullbreaker. Item on
Yeah.
the Set, usually a good first buy for a top laner able to push very hard. We've not seen a lot of action. We got a fight in the bot lane. Very good CC coming out onto the Nico, allowing them to get both. Kha'Zix maybe being a little too aggressive here, attempting to shut down the Jinx, instead giving her a 3rd kill.
This Jinx is 5-0. That will not be good for OHVA.
Not at all, and we see probably another kill coming out in the top lane. We'll see if the Showstopper comes out. He attempts it on the Ornn, does not get him because Ornn is unstoppable. Lilia uses her ult to put him to sleep, and it looks like this will probably be the death of Set. Bit of a rough second half here. Not really a half, but you know what I mean. Second part of this game here for OHVA. They were ahead, but now they are quite a bit behind. Looks like Zeri is getting some good poke onto the Ahri. Probably not enough to kill her. Ahri forced to walk away, and you know the unfortunate thing with Zeri is your main source of damage is blocked by turrets, so you have to be careful. Gets the kill on Ahri. She's being too aggressive once again with that ultimate, putting a lot of damage onto the Nami. Just able to dodge that Jinx rocket, ease over the wall to avoid the Lilia, and it looks like Zeri's out. Risky
that
plays, but
was
very well kited.
that was a very beautiful play by Zeri. MCVA seems to be very dominant with their
With their what? I'm sorry, you roboted.
with their vision. Yeah,
There you go.
seems to be a trend.
Everyone in the chat can thank Ted for Elena's mic.
Yes, my guinea pig has become accustomed to nibbling on my mic.
Yes. But alright, it seems like we got the game back to a neutral state. The goal difference isn't too massive in MCVA's favor, so OHVA can definitely come back. It's, you know, the game's not done one way or another, but the Jinx is very strong, so they're going to have to do a lot of single target lockdown on her.
Agreed.
And depending on how MCVA plays, they have a lot of peel for her, which could make it very hard. See some poke coming out here on the Nico. Looks like it'll probably cause her death. Jinx is not easy to escape from. Beautiful CC hit from the Nami, getting another kill for the Jinx. Our red team is able to return that, though, by getting the first turret in the top lane right before red team gets the turret in the bot lane. Thanks to Shelly, we're also going to see a turret in the mid lane. Lilia tunneling a little hard for the Kha'Zix there. Looks like Zeri might be able to get a kill or two here. Yep, is able to get the kill on the Lilia. Ahri doing a lot of damage, even with low health. That extension of the E from Zeri doing a lot of justice for her. She's not able to kite the Jinx. Jinx's range with her rocket turned on, and she's going for blood. She's going for the bug too. And he's been squashed.
If they can get Zeri, then they can get everyone else.
Yep.
However, not Zeri, Jinx.
Well,
if they can get Jinx, then they can get everyone else.
You weren't technically wrong either when, you know, if MCVA can shut down the Zeri, that's their carry gone.
That's true, but Set has also become a problem in the top lane.
Yes, it'll be definitely interesting to see how the Set plays teamfights. You know, Showstopper, his whole being able to scale the damage based off of how tanky the opponent he's throwing into the enemy team is. So if he gets a good launch from, you know, with the Ornn, that could chunk the enemy team. The damage is very scary.
Yep. As someone who has been on the receiving end of Set's ult one too many times, I can attest to that.
Yup. Looks like OHVA is going to try to go for a pretty aggressive Drake here. Could work out. They're going to use the blast cone to get over the wall. We do see MCVA moving towards it, but beautiful smite coming out from Kha'Zix. Bit of a predicament here for the bot lane. Beautiful ult coming out from Nico and Ashe stalling for time. Jinx is just getting free autos. No one's focusing her, and because of that, the backline is going to fall, and she's going to get the final kill on the Zeri. This Jinx is out of control and not being checked by any of the OHVA teammates.
That's a quadra kill for Jinx. She is now 13-0. And that is a huge problem for OHVA.
This is a very scary spot for them to be in. They have to focus that Jinx. Jinx gonna die here to minions, being a little greedy for that turret. Although, because it doesn't execute, it does not give her bounty away to the enemy team.
There's an Ornn ult coming out top lane. He
Ornn
does
going in
hit
for a
it.
fight. Lilia gonna hit that E. Probably gonna ult off of it here soon. Yep, there it is. Set is in a rough spot, but Set is a good 2v1er, and he showstops the Ornn. Nami comes in though, stopping the 2v1. Now it's a 3v1. Set dodges the E, flashes away. He might be able to get away, but Lilia's got the chilling smite and the follow-up. Lilia is a fast character.
She is indeed. We got Kha'Zix trying to clean up. He gets
Yep,
the
he
Ornn.
gets the Ornn. Set is dead though. Is 1 for 1, maybe 2 for 1, depending on if this Kha'Zix is able to play smart and get out alive.
We have Zeri
Zeri is here
healing.
for the backup. Misses the ult, but still gets speed boost and activated from it. Should probably hop over the wall here in a second. Using a flash, that's totally what I meant. Um, she's going to keep the aggression going with the E, queuing through minions. Nami hitting beautiful Qs all game, though. Not going to let her kill her.
We see an Ashe arrow go by, very just inches from hitting the Nami.
Yep, Jinx is going to get the kill on Kha'Zix, but Kha'Zix makes a smart move to commit because he's going to die anyway. Jinx is in a rough spot. She does not have the speed up from her passive, and Zeri is doing damage. Set is also here with the teleport, forcing her to back off. Looks like she's out, but probably get some more value in the top lane, some free farm. That was a good fight for OHVA.
Indeed. If they can get a lead back, that would be great because they really need to pick on this Jinx. I almost called her Sari again.
We see another turret coming out for bot lane OHVA. Ashe and Nico doing a lot of damage onto the Ornn. That Ashe slow from her passive is nasty and not easy for you to get away. The Nico has a surprising flash, but Jinx is able to clean that fight up, making it a 1 for 1. Bit of a neutral game state here, MCVA is still ahead, but not by a lot. We're going to see a support duel here. Nami looks like she's going to win, Nico being about 2 levels down. Although might get punished for it by Kha'Zix coming in to get her. But once again, hitting those Qs all game, it's going to stop the aggression right then and there. Bubbles, who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Seems like every time
Every day.
OHVA gets a chance at getting a good pick, someone is there to check them. And they're going to have to play around that in the late game as we're steadily approaching it. Only 2 dragons taken, though, 1 for each side. So, not out of control. Good Ashe ult on the Lilia, but unable to follow up. I'm interested to see... Oh, go ahead.
We might have a team fight coming out mid lane, but it looks like both teams are backing off.
Yeah, I'm going to try to counter that push in the top lane. Set's going to be able to get there in time before he goes to the turret. Ornn is not known for split pushing very quickly.
The teleport mid lane. Ornn trying to finish this mid turret, but
He
as
is
you
committed
said,
to getting turrets.
the poor Ornn.
That is definitely a misplay on Ornn's part, wasting not only a valuable summoner spell like teleport, but also dying right before a dragon fight. This could really put his team in a rough spot, although the main members are still alive. Set is coming down. It's going to be a 4v5. Yeah, the Jinx is scary. Not really any great targets for a showstopper, but if Lilia or Ahri gets too aggressive, Set can take them out. Ooh, just barely missing that Ashe ult, but getting a beautiful Zeri W onto them, but it looks like they're forced to back off because they don't have a front line. Very good pick on them, very good pick on the Ornn from OHVA, allowing them to get that dragon completely for free. No contestant.
Both sides are playing this game very well. It's a very close game other than the kill gap between this Jinx and our Ashe.
Yep. Seems like they're each being able to capitalize off of the other team's mistakes. OHVA doing very well at getting those picks where they can, with the Kha'Zix being very aggressive, as well as the Set being able to kind of just go where he pleases, although he's not Mundo. And It's still anyone's game. I honestly think
Indeed.
two dragons in the favor of OHVA. We're that close, that much closer to Soul Point. Lily gonna try to get a little aggressive on the Kazakhs, but Kazakhs is a slippery little bug, as they all are. And
Is that the truth?
we see in our chat there that Ornn has gotten the first upgraded item for our spectators who maybe do not understand what Ornn passive does. At level 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17, Ornn can choose to upgrade an item. At level 13, it is forced to be his own item. Set being in a very bad position, but able to get out using a lot of resources, though, that might open up MCVA for a Baron if they want.
Doesn't look like they're going to go for it, however.
It does not.
He's got Ari trying to push the bot lane.
Very interesting. Ahri is not a great split pusher either, but it's
Well,
better than
here
no one.
comes someone to corner them.
Yep, Nico gonna walk right into the E though. Hits her E. Ashe maybe being able to capitalize off that, but Ahri is also very slippery. Zeri's not afraid of this Jinx, missing the Qs, however, kiting right into her damage. Zeri will fall.
That is an unfortunate turn of events.
Scary thing about this Ornn is while he may not be playing, his greatest, we all have those games, he still can upgrade his Jinx's item, however, and that will probably be the next one we come out. An upgraded Kraken Slayer, I think it's like Wyvern something, I don't remember. But it adds huge for Mythics. Beautiful ult on the Nami, guaranteed death there.
Yes.
Probably a little bit too much of a commitment to resources, but Kha'Zix is going hard for the Jinx. Gets the kill,
Yes,
but loses
we
his life
got
in the
the
process.
shutdown. Let's go.
Yeah. Set getting better at the 2v1s every time. Lily and Ornn are not known for their highest damage output on tanks.
That is huge for OHVA.
It absolutely is. OHVA is not backing down.
Good for them, because we've had a very rough early game in past couple games, but this is looking like a very pleasant turn of events.
Absolutely. What an interesting game to start playoffs with.
Agreed. If they can keep this up throughout playoffs, then that will set up for victory.
Yep. Also, yeah, we probably should have mentioned this is playoffs. We forgot to.
Yeah.
Like I said, professionals, everybody.
Yes, so this is a tournament bracket. OHVA versus MCVA we are playing the starter bracket right now.
Yep.
If we make it on, then we'll play a different team, obviously, until we make it to the finals, which will be streamed by Stride's official Twitch channel. Whether we make it or not, I would go check it out.
So you guys may or may not get to see our amazing copyrighted commentary. Oh, and also this will be a best of 3 match, so this is only the first game. So whatever team may not prevail here still has hope. Looks like Set's going to walk blindly into a bush, and it might get him killed. He does get a showstopper onto the Jinx, but like I said, a lot of peel coming out, but she uses a stopwatch, and every chance that Set got to shut her down, that Nami was there to stop him. And we see right there the upgraded item from the Ornn. Pop. Whip. Worm fallen sacrifice. See, I wasn't really that close. It started with a W.
Okay, you got the WYR. Wait, no, you got the WY. And I
English is hard, everybody.
Yeah. Be very glad. If English is your first language, be very glad it is, because it is very difficult to learn.
Yep. See some aggression coming out in the mid lane. Kha'Zix trying to get some massive damage on Ahri, and that would have done more, but she was not isolated. To explain, Kha'Zix's passive allows him to do more damage to champions that are not surrounded by anything, meaning minions, allies, enemies, and it does a lot more damage. And that's where Kha'Zix's main power comes from. So there, we could see Ahri was next to some minions, so she could not have been isolated there. We see a contested fight coming out for Dragon. Set is up now, so it is a 5v5. This is going to be our first 5v5 team fight, most likely. Nabi hitting a Q. They're not really able to capitalize off of it. Ornn ult is not down. OHVA needs to take their advantage, and Kha'Zix steals the dragon. That's all they need. They just need to walk away from the fight.
They do. That is huge. That was great.
It is big,
However,
but that is also a big team fight loss. This we could see a game ender here, or at least a lot
yeah.
of value taken. Looks like they're gonna go for Baron. That's getting the dragon was great, and I definitely think right play to steal it. However, the commitment to the fight was a little unsure there. You see people walking back and forth in a small chokehold, allowing Lilia to get that big ult on her opponents.
And Jinx is now 21-2 with her objective bounty with her bounty back up.
Absolutely, this Jinx has been scary all game. It looks like Ashe is going to be picked out. Maybe here.
Jinx has been
Jinx,
their main carry.
absolutely yes. They are hard committing to that Ashe. This could get them killed, but it doesn't look like OHV is able to commit to it. Zeri is flanking, however. Ornn upgrading another item. Looks like it was Lilia's mythic this time. Ooh, Zeri in a rough spot, hit by a lot of damage there. Able to get away, though. Ahri's in the timeline. This is a 4v5. Ornn ult is up. Lilia ult is down, however. Lots of their team fighting CC is down, but that Baron buff does boost stats as well as minions. We see a good Ashe ult on the Jinx. Set tries to capitalize on it, but he's not able to get close. Could be a potential good showstopper here on the Ornn if he decides to. Yes, he does. Gets onto the Jinx. Jinx Guardian Angel is popped, so she has another life coming. Do they have enough to kill her a second time?
They do?
They do
Question
not, it
mark?
looks like.
Ah,
And it looks like with Baron buff, this could be the end of the game. Jinx, maybe not the best pusher, but when you're this far ahead, you can be. It looks like
that
we
is
will probably see the end of the game here, folks.
that is very, very unfortunate. It has been a close game throughout all the stages,
Absolutely.
but this
Yep.
Jinx got too much of a lead, and it proved to be OHVA's end.
Yep. Well, that will close out game one. 0-1 in favor of MCVA. And we will meet you guys back here for champion select of game two. Here tempor I don't know what I'm saying.
Okay, I
Here
will summarize
shortly.
it for you. Here shortly, he will be back. I will not because I'm playing in this game and I'm excited.
Well, let's give a warm wish of luck to our co-commentator Elena.
I will give the team your best.
All right. See you guys soon.
Yeah.
You what?
All right, everyone. Welcome to Game 2. We are starting the Pro Draft, so I will now switch to that screen. With me, I have some new co-commentators. So, why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves? Suspenseful. I like it.
All right. I'm Jackson. I was on the team last year, and I've commentated a few times now.
And it looks like our other co-commentator is AFK, so he will introduce himself when he gets back. All right, so let's see. We got OHVA on red side this time around. We got some pretty standard bans from MCVA. They keep either, I don't know, whatever. I'm gonna move past it. Um,
All right.
yeah. So they got Morgana and our Cassidy. Makes sense. They banned those last time around. And from OHVA, we see the set, Jinx, and Poppy. Set is a little surprising considering they played it, but it looks like they're afraid of going against it, so they're going to lock in the Malphite instead.
The Malphite, I think, is a much better pick this time around because it allows for a lot more engage.
Yeah, it's the single target lockdown that they really needed last round. If they had, had it, the Jinx could have been jumped on a lot easier. We got a Lux pick from, I think it's MCVA. I'm so sorry if I'm saying this wrong. But I'm being told one thing and it's on the screen a different way, so I'm just going to roll with what I know. Seeing a Lux pick from them, that makes sense, Lux is, as we mentioned earlier, the bane of OHVA's existence. They often, have struggled in the past going against them. And Lux is just a solid pick whenever. She's very flexible, can go mid lane, bot lane,
Wherever she's needed.
Yep. Looks like we got a Karma. I'm not sure if that's mid lane or support. I know our support does not play a lot of Karma, but maybe it's something I don't know about.
OHVA can be full of surprises. That is another Ari pick.
Yep, and Orin too. Looks like MCVA is trying to stick with a similar comp.
Well, it worked for him well last time.
That it did. No need to switch things up if you don't have to. We got a Caitlyn pick coming out, a lot more aggressive than the Ari. Or not Ari, sorry, Ashe. There's too many A champions. Alright, back to bans. It looks like we're going to probably see jungle bans and probably ADC bans as well. My guess would be they're going to focus on the ADC. Yep, there it is. We see a Kai'Sa pick. Kai'Sa, very versatile ADC. Good for building either AP or AD. She does a lot of damage. She's just a crazy good ADC.
I don't know much about Kai'Sa other than that her abilities scale with different attributes.
Correct. So, her W scales a lot with AP, whereas her Q scales a lot with AD, and her E scales with attack speed. It's all over the place, but it's fun.
Okay.
And we see a Twitch band coming out too, another very oppressive ADC. His invisibility allowing him to sneak up on team fights, and then, well, we all know about his AoE ultimate. That's pretty nasty there. And it looks like the last ban for MCVA will be no one. That is not what I expected. But nonetheless, I don't know if it's really necessary. You got some target bans coming out on the mid lane, Cassidy and Victor.
And now let's see what they pick.
Yep. I'm still unsure if the Karma is going mid lane or support. Looks like it is a support. That is not a support I expected to see. So I will be very interested to see how Karma is played.
Definitely.
Syndra very aggressive, similar to Lux, except without the giant laser beam. Um, does a lot of damage, good for bursting single targets down, lots of AoE CC. You know, Syndra is
Right.
a lot harder though. You got to make sure you're using her orbs correctly and managing those properly.
That is what, 3 potential burst mages?
Yeah, I mean 4 if Karma builds a certain way, and 5 if Malphite decides to go AP. Although I don't
Yeah,
think we'll be seeing that.
that is a Vi. That will be very good for engage for. Is it
It's
MVCA?
I I don't know. It's either MVCA or MCVA. I think it's MCVA because it would be Virtual Academy, but considering they're the ones that made the pro draft, it might be MVCA. I'm not sure. I will try to figure out which one it is here soon. But nonetheless, we see Vi, our resident tank buster, very good at destroying the armor of any champion she punches, and she's good for not only engaging but disengaging and peeling for her teammates.
Yes, and there was a lot of that happening last game.
Yep, we see Sivir, a well-known counter to Caitlyn. Her spell shield allowing her to just walk straight through the Caitlyn traps, which is Caitlyn's kind of big thing.
Right.
And for Hecarim, we very aggressive on more immobile team comps. It could be a bit rough. Ari, depending on how Hecarim uses ult, Ari could just charm him out of his dash. So I will
Right.
be very interested to see how that goes. So let's switch over to the client. And I realized that I never streamed it for you guys, so I apologize.
You are completely fine.
I will stream it when we get into game because we all know that League does not like to work with Discord streaming.
Right.
Looks like we got our fellow commentator here. Would you go
Yep,
ahead and
sorry
introduce
about that.
yourself? No, you are completely fine.
I'm Michael Lee. I was here a couple times before, and I used to be on this team last year.
Yep, so we got a lot of returning members. So we're moving into the draft. We will probably see a very similar thing. I'll just stream it so we can get Michael's 2 cents on what we're seeing here. Oh gosh. There we go. Alright, so just waiting for these picks and bans going out.
Come on. What's the worst that could happen?
I am excited to see how this game goes. As it is a best of 3, OHVA is not out of this yet. I am confident that they will pull this back and bring us to a third game.
Left your brave pants at home. Want me to wait while you go get them?
We also do have a substitution for our previous support being subbed out for Elena, our commentator from last game, presumably on the Karma.
I don't think I've ever seen her play Karma.
I don't think I have either, which is why I'm so surprised by it, but I am pleasantly intrigued.
Yes. I guess it's all down to how the match goes, eh?
Yeah, I mean, Karma and Caitlyn is a very aggressive bot lane. Issue being that Sivir is good at countering aggressive bot lanes. And we know that their support is very good at hitting their CC, so it's going to really depend.
You would love to dare in the void.
Just seeing the bans come out again. And
Oh.
we dropped the lobby. Looks like we've had an issue with a player. So it looks like it is actually MVCA, so I apologize. I don't know why I didn't trust them to spell their own name right. So, my bad, and I will fix that from now on.
So apparently, Elena actually doesn't own Karma.
Oh,
Yes, but I presume that she probably has enough blue essence to buy Karma.
Most likely.
You know, it's not very hard to get it.
I mean, I know you definitely do.
Yes, my 1 RP and my 108,000 blue essence. You
Yeah.
know, I don't know if I should be proud of it or ashamed.
Hold on, there's me over here with 467.
Yeah, Michael, come on.
For reference, by the way, some of the most expensive champions cost about 6,400. If that's correct.
6,300, but you were close.
Yep. And sometimes when champions are really new, they're 7,800 for a bit.
Yep, so if I didn't gain any blue essence for a while, I would still be able to buy the next probably 20 champions or so. With no issue.
Do
Ah,
you own
Elena's
everyone?
currently buying it.
Do I what, Michael?
Do you own everyone?
Oh, yeah. I've owned everyone for a long time.
Okay.
Seems like this is a bit of a visual bug with the queue. This is a new one. I haven't seen this one before. Um,
Hmm.
but hey,
Always the first time for everything.
Interesting.
yep. So, yeah. Just waiting for this to go through.
Ah, come on. What's the worst that could happen?
We'll get to the gameplay soon, everybody. No worry. Seems like she was able to buy Karma, and I presume we are going ahead with that.
Pants at home. Want me to wait while you go get them?
So I'm interested to see how this Karma works. She does not. She's a champion that doesn't get a lot of play. You know, there are other champions that do her job better, but I could definitely see the pros of picking her. You know, lots of good damage from the Q. You know, you've got that empowered shield with her ultimate, giving that huge AoE shield to her team.
Not only the shield, but also the speed bonus.
Absolutely, yes. How could I forget? You know, and then you've got the W lockdown, single target guaranteed CC as long as they don't leave your range.
And with Yuri, it's kind of hard for that not to happen.
Yes, absolutely.
One of the hardest lanes I've ever gone against. I think against a Karma and Draven.
Yeah, to
Oh.
Karma, you know, it definitely enables very aggressive bot lanes because not only does her Q chunk early game, you know, for those who are unaware, Karma starts with her ultimate, which then empowers and upgrades one of her abilities. And doing so allows her Q to do a lot more damage early game for free. Or practically free. See a random Rammus ban coming out. Probably just to speed draft up a little bit, as they mistakenly did not ban. And there is the Karma. All right. So, Michael, any closing comments before we head back to intermission?
Well, I just noticed this, but I, for some reason, had the thought in my head that Sivir and Lux were OHVA's bot lane instead.
Yep. Lux being a very aggressive first pick, very safe. Can't really go wrong with that. Well, all right. I am going to bring us back to intermission, play some music for you guys, and we will see you when we are loaded into the game. Be back soon. All right. We are back into this game. Same usual spectator bug. Give it a second and we will get it figured out. Don't know why it does this. Gotta get that extra delay, I guess. There we go. And we are good. The team's loading in with no issue. Yep, that's all chat for you. All right. Any thoughts coming into our game, everybody?
No thoughts, head empty.
Ah, yes.
Some good skins out there.
Yeah, definitely. High quality. Okay.
Top tier Syndra skin.
Star Guardian? Or what is it?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. I love Star Guardian Sivir. I own that one. I don't even play Sivir. Or not Sivir. Syndra. Gosh. I'll get it right
Star
eventually.
Guardian Sivir.
I mean, that could be a skin. I'm just saying. Like, she fits the bill, I
That
think.
could work. Yeah.
I don't, you know, have a pet that turns into a boomerang, I guess. It's not the weirdest thing. Alright. We are in game 2 of our potential 3-game series here. Here's to hoping. We will see how it goes. See a leash coming out in both red sides. Makes sense. Neither jungler needs blue that bad. Bot lane's going to be a little late arriving to lane, purposely trying to throw off the enemy. Thinking that...
Ari, taking a little poke.
Yep. Syndra's good at poking early. She doesn't really need to be close to do it, and minions don't stop it, so... It's very free. Now, you know, last game we did see a lane, you know, set into Ornn. However, this time it is Malphite into Ornn. And Malphite is not as good of a brawler as Ornn is. Or as Set is what I was trying to say. But the point still stands. It'll probably be a lot more of a passive lane coming out of top lane.
However, there's going to be quite a beefier tank going into team fights.
Indeed, yes. Malphite, you know, unstoppable engage with his ult. Being able to CC large groups of enemies. You know, that could be very good if, let's say, the Sivir or the ADC or whatever were to get fed again, you know. It's a good way of playing around. We see lots of early aggression coming up from the Syndra, hitting a QE combo.
There's Dark Harvest stack.
Yep. May not be a kill, but Dark Harvest is worth pretty much. That didn't sound correct. But nonetheless, we have an early gank coming out from Hecarim. Looks like it could result in a kill coming out on the Sivir. She's going to heal and flash away. We did see Caitlyn stunned by, or rooted by the
That Ignite might get the kill
Looks like,
there.
yep.
Yep, that's the first blood to Karma.
Very good, even if it is on the Karma. We do see some aggression mid lane still, and Ignite coming out from the Syndra. Almost able to finish the Ahri off, but not able to just yet. Ornn being aggressive, but as we said, these two are not really meant to fight in lane, and they probably won't be doing so very much.
Yeah.
That's about the extent of it. Ornn throws rocks. Or not Ornn. Malphite throws rocks, and Ornn throws fire. And that's what we will see.
Maybe an auto here or there.
Now, why would they do that, Jackson?
Well, one step's just close enough.
But, like, you could throw a rock instead.
You got a point.
We see a lot of poke coming out from the bot lane. Just a bit on the Lux. Went almost to half HP, but Caitlyn missed the net shot, so wasn't able to get that free headshot on her.
Syndra out of mana. Looks like she's probably going to try and push this wave and then back.
Yep, Ahri forced to back not that long ago, so Syndra's got a little bit of time to where she's still got that window of opportunity to get a free back. Karma constantly upgrading her Q, trying to put out some damage, but it is a big hitbox and it's a little clunky to work around sometimes. And you end up hitting minions. Happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
With the empowered, though,
cannon.
sometimes they don't quite expect it.
Yep. It's a, well, I mean, I'm no expert on Karma, but to me it does seem as if empowered Karma Q is a much bigger hitbox
Yeah.
than regular Karma Q. And
Alright.
anytime you see Karma light up is when her ult is active. And I'll try to point it out next time we see it happen.
I have finally managed to catch up on my own spectating side.
Ah,
That's why I was quiet this whole time. Just
I mean,
trying to find
I'm
everything.
streaming it in Discord.
Yeah.
That's not the same.
No, it's not. But you do what you can. But as long as we're on the same page, that's all that matters. Yep, see, that was the Karma ult right there. It looks like almost getting the kill on Lux. Shield able to mitigate some of that damage, plus a level up. Never hurts. Vi is bot lane, but we're going to see a gank coming out from Hecarim. Hecarim very good at those early ganks. Not able to push the Ornn back as far as he could have. Now it's time for bot lane gank. Vi forces the Caitlyn to flash away, but outside of the both summoner spells, there is not much lost there.
Yep.
It would seem
I
that
think the
Vi also
same thing
flashed.
happening, just on opposite sides of the map.
Pretty much both junglers taking advantage of where the other jungler is positioned to try and get ganks off, as well as lanes being pushed up. Although bot lane wasn't very pushed, Vi is just an aggressive jungler.
Right.
Although same could be said about Hecarim. I think Hecarim's E is very weird because it sometimes does not go the direction you want it to go.
Oh, there's a combo off on the Syndra.
Yep, seems like that was the perfect combo. But Syndra is 6 and Ahri is not 6 just yet. So potential kill here if Syndra plays it right. Some good damage. Vi does spot the Hecarim in the jungle, but opting not to chase makes sense. Big chunk of
That
damage
Dark
plus
Harvest
that
act
Dark Harvest.
almost dead.
Yep. We're gonna see if Vi tries to steal this. I don't know if she got that or not. Yes, she did.
Nope.
She
She
did
did?
steal it.
Yes, she did.
And using that blast cone is able to get away. There is a Lux, however, behind the Syndra. Syndra flashing and ulting. It looks like we
Oh.
lost Ahri though. That is not good.
Luckily, the Syndra did not head down and as to. Oh,
We gotta pause right as the reconnection has happened. Potential unpause here in just a minute. While
looks like they
we're
were waiting
waiting
for the
on
Ahri to
that,
reconnect.
while we were waiting on that, let's talk a little bit about the game state. Oh, never mind.
And we're back.
And we're back, everybody. No, but we can still talk about the game state. We do see 2 kills coming out from OHVA's side. We've got about almost a 2k gold lead, not quite just yet. About 1.5. Yeah. Good.
I can't remember. Do objective bounty start at a time or a bounty difference? Or gold deficit, excuse me.
I have no clue, to be honest. Oh, what is happening?
I feel
Hello.
like it's a gold deficit. Oh,
Okay, we're good. I hope that was not me.
If
we lose,
that's definitely the game.
if we lose the spectator, we cannot get it back, folks. So pray that we don't lose it. But yeah, objective bounties could. I think it's either. I don't know.
We'll see soon enough.
I don't even know if objective bounties popped up last game. I mean, the gold deficit was never that big in between the teams. I think it does have to do with the gold deficit.
Yeah, I didn't see any objective bounties last game because I was actually looking for them.
Yeah, I didn't either, and they're quite obvious. So.
Looks like this Vi might try and gank mid.
Yeah, but she did walk across a control ward, so Syndra is very well aware of where she's at. Some constant fighting in the top lane, but, as I will say and continue to say, nothing's ever really going to surmount to it without the jungler assistance.
Yeah.
Especially with Malphite being such low mana. You could say Malphite will ult in there, but then he's kind of stranded and that might not even get the kill.
Yeah. And the Ornn has no mana either, so he's just trying to defend his tower, it would seem.
Yep, Syndra getting those very smooth trades off. Good thing about Ornn is he could just craft an item that gives him mana. Ornn being a blacksmith can make items in the middle of lane, which is really cool. But he's the only champion to be able to buy outside of base. But he is going to opt to back the safe pick in case there is a Hecarim dive coming. But they have vision on him in the bot lane. It looks a potential dragon coming up soon. Vi is down there though, so it could be risky.
Some more pokes from the Karma.
Karma doing her job. Create some room for ADC. Syndra hitting those QE combos perfectly every time.
Getting those Dark Harvest acts that will hurt very much in the late game.
Yep. Could have potentially seen a little more aggression out of the Ornn there. If he had popped his ult, that might have been a kill onto the Malphite. But he opted to take the slower route, which is fine because, you know, it was a risk. It might not even happened anyway. We do see another kill coming out here on the Syndra with no risk at all. Syndra's pretty far ahead. That's 2 kills on her, and that's a big deal. Syndra's a very strong carry late game.
Looks like there's going to be a lot going on here in the bot side if this keeps up.
Oh, we do see the missed spell shield coming out from the Kate. Yeah, that I stuttered a lot there.
Whoa, what's happening?
Lux hitting a very good Q on the Caitlyn. Shuts her down right then and there. Hecarim arriving just a little bit too late. I don't even think he hit anyone with his ult there. Quite unfortunate. It's an awkward hitbox, and because
Actually, I
of
do
that.
believe he hit everyone. They just didn't go quite in the direction he wanted them to.
Well, there you go. I stand corrected. Looks
Yeah,
like
he
they're
did
gonna.
manage to get reverse flash out of her.
That is good. It looks like Vi is gonna try to get over the wall. Hecarim interrupts it and is probably gonna get the kill here. Yeah,
Oh, that's Mike. Keeps his health alive.
we do see an Ahri there, but Karma is there to back up her jungler, and Karma is very healthy. Malphite also long way from home to roam down to secure this dragon. Is it worth it?
Hecarim
That is a
having to
good
wait just a
question.
little bit longer for Smite.
Waiting for that Lux E to go down. Didn't even need it. You know, OHVA's jungler has been very on top of smiting this game.
Yes.
Malphite's still a long way from home, you know. I understand the purpose behind it, but probably a misuse of resources there. Not necessarily needed for him to be down there. But it's
Ahri's health gone just like that.
And there
big
goes Dark
charm on the
Harvest. That is
Syndra.
a charm, though.
Gonna shut her down
And
just
that's
like
a
that.
shutdown. Looks like they got the Ignite off her as well.
Yep. You know, that's what me and Elena were talking about last game, you know, with the opposing team's Ahri. Very aggressive. You get charmed under the turret, you're dead, and there's not much you can do about it. Just fighting of giant creatures in the top lane.
Yep. None of them really doing anything to the other because they're both too tanky.
For anyone out there that has seen Godzilla vs. King Kong, I have not. This is what I imagine it would be like. Lux putting out a lot of damage onto that Caitlyn. Probably more so than the Sivir. It's a little hard to dodge it.
The Lux does also have Dark Harvest. I presume has been farming it for most of the game.
Probably. Let's see if we can't take a look at her stacks. We've got 3. Hitting.
Oop, and that's a Lux ult.
She does manage to hit the ult onto the Caitlyn. Ooh, and Caitlyn almost falls to that E right there. Playing with the fire,
Yep, but we're
with the
keeping her
fire,
alive,
with
though.
fire a little bit. We got Syndra coming down. If she hits a good EQ on the Lux is probably dead.
Oop.
Yep, just like that. Oh, another fight coming out in the top lane. We do see Malphite going a little hard onto the Ornn, stopping him from ulting. I don't know if Hecarim is able to close this out. Does not have any mana, and Vi is not one to back down from a fight. Flashing over to secure the kill. Probably unnecessary, but it never hurts to be a little extra safe. Syndra missing pretty vital EQ, but not the worst one in the world. Being a little risky with this. She does have a Karma with her, however. Flashes to Q. Sivir hits a beautiful spell shield, and Syndra needs to run away before the Lux is able to finish her off. Looks like big Karma shield saving Syndra, and they are able to walk away. Maybe? Syndra's in a bit of a rough spot. Syndra does not have any mobility, so Ahri not able to spot her, however, and looks like she's just gonna float away.
Well, the Lux seems to be following up. It could also just be returning to lane.
Yeah, I think Lux is a little out of her league here, trying to shut her down from that far. Ult being missed.
I would say she could probably ult and get maybe even a triple, but she doesn't have it up.
Yep. Let's see our Syndra's Dark Harvest X. We're sitting on 6. It's quite a lot at only 14 minutes into this game. See a Rift Herald.
It's probably only going to go up.
Yeah, we see a Rift Herald being contested by the Malphite, giving away free gold in the top lane, however. Is that a worthy trade? I do not know. He's just merely standing there contesting it, giving Ornn more free gold. Malphite maybe staying a little longer than he needs to here.
Well, could also potentially get a kill here.
Could, yes. Karma ulting and queuing the wave. Didn't seem to be super necessary as Caitlyn killed the minions before they took any damage from it. Hecarim is now top lane. No Rift Herald was taken. No Shellys were harmed in the making of this game. Not yet, anyway. Ooh. Very clutch Karma Shield there coming out on the Caitlyn to save her from taking a massive chunk of damage. Malphite ult is back up. Could be a free ult onto the Vi. We do see the Vi trying to get away, but is hit by the Hecarim dashing in.
Yep.
They're going to be continually aggressive onto the Ornn. Ornn is ignited. Is not tanky enough yet. We do see a Sivir
That is
ult
a
coming
Sivir
out
ult.
to boost our Lux and herself closer, but Caitlyn just ease away and with no problem is able to escape. Getting some good return damage, however. Lots of resources used across the map, but nothing really gained for MVCA.
OHVA probably looking to take that Herald. Where do you think they're going to use it?
You know, if I were him, I would use it in the mid lane. But it looks like mid lane might be killed before he even gets the chance to. Yep. So in this
And
case,
there
I
it
would
goes.
probably use a top lane. You know, you got Ornn a little slow coming back to lane. He's going to use the teleport. Unnecessary, but doesn't hurt sometimes.
Well,
Hecarim,
as the Rift Herald was just defeated, he was probably trying to quickly push the wave as to not have it used against his tower.
absolutely, yes.
And it
Syndra,
seems to have worked.
Syndra taking an aggressive stance against the Vi. The Vi ulting in, not realizing that Karma and Caitlyn are not that far behind. Vi barely escaping with her life. Bot lane here to support her, though. They are in kind of a rough spot, surrounded by two massive burst mages. But Ahri backs off and they're able to walk away. Ahri probably could have played a little more aggressive there, but understandably afraid of that Syndra.
Yep, flashing away to make sure she doesn't take that massive damage.
Yep, looks like it's going to be a dragon for MVCA here. Hecarim not going to contest it, opting to take the blue buff, which is okay, because first two dragons do not mean as much as the latter ones.
Yep.
We do see
Hex gates. This allows for a lot more mobility around the map.
Yep. Some fights out in the top lane, nothing really surmounts. We do see these hex gates appear all over the map from base to base. Does help rotations, but I found personally that they're alright. Like, it's cool, but I don't use
The
them that
biggest
often.
ones, I think, are the ones from behind the Dragon Pit and the opposite side.
I agree. Yes, the
Those can
Baron
be
and
used
Dragon
for a
Pit
very
ones.
easy steal, especially with Hecarim ult.
And I think, you know, Hextech Soul could be... Well, no. Hextech Soul's not even that great here for either team. Better for the Sivir rather than the Caitlyn. Caitlyn opts to do high damage with slower autos, whereas Sivir does lower damage with more autos.
The ability haste would help both teams, though.
Yeah, I mean, there is not a single champion I'd play in this game that would deny ability haste. We do see a fight coming out here in top lane. Hecarim using his ult to engage. Ornn is very tanky, taking a lot of damage. Not a lot of DPS coming out, but it's too far away from turret to escape. Game state is going more and more in OHVA's favor. Hecarim gonna walk right by that Vi. Vi does not back, though. She looks like she might be preparing for a fight onto the Hecarim. She misses the Q. Hecarim is now aware that she's there, but he is unbothered. He's just gonna walk right away. Syndra is roaming up, however, but it seems like they're playing Ring Around the Rosie with each other. And they might not be able to see where she's at.
Oof. Very close dodge by the Ahri there.
Yep. Hecarim and Syndra spotting her on that ward. Gonna do everything they can to shut her down.
Ooh.
Syndra
Massive damage being output.
Q charged a little too early, unable to get over that wall of the Krugs.
Yep.
Falls right into the Hecarim's hand.
Top
Malphite
tower taking quite a lot of damage here.
slowly chipping away at it. This is what I mean. Malphite Ornn lanes, everybody. Do see the Rift Herald properly used here. You know, I often opt for a more aggressive one, but you know, for this game, it makes sense that they would play a little more passive with it and use it when the
Might
time
get
is
two
right.
charges off it. Even.
Absolutely, and this is a crucial charge. Chunking that inhibitor turret is insane, and I don't know if the changes have come out yet, but I do believe here soon inhibitor turrets will not be able to recharge their HP. So that will be...
I did not realize they recharged HP to begin with. Admittedly.
Yes, all turrets and structures in the base recharge or regain HP when they are not being attacked.
That is good to know.
Yep, but that will be removed here soon. So, you know, enjoy it while it lasts, everybody.
I feel like we're gonna see a lot more Inting Scions.
I mean, yeah, Nexus going down to 3,500 health. Ooh,
Eee.
How
another
much health does it have currently?
5,000. So
The
big
poor
dip.
Ornn.
Yeah. Ornn being absolutely harassed and destroyed in the top lane. It's rough. You know, Ornn has one mobility option and it's slow. And Hecarim is the opposite. So makes it a little hard, especially when you have the unstoppable force that is Malphite coming at him. Vi going to force him off turret. You know, Malphite being in a pretty decent spot. However, Vi is known for destroying tanks. So
Oh,
how much have we done?
Syndra doing
Do
some work.
see a stopwatch potentially saving her life here. Don't know if she's going to be able to get away from this. Might be the first death on our Syndra. Shutdown going on
Yep.
Lux. Pretty good shutdown for Lux to pick up, you know. Lux can do a lot of damage. Although being support, she does lose one slot for a good item. Lots of poke coming out from Ahri. This turret about to fall. Karma might be able to speed boost her ADC to the point of attacking further. Lux going to roam down, however.
Vision denial on the Hecarim.
Yep.
Always good to see.
Absolutely. Got that Oracle lens and able to sweep through some wards. We do see vision control from both teams is maybe not as good as it could be, but it is by far better for OHVA.
Yes.
We do see objective bounties up, though. You cannot see it on the map, but you can see it at the top of the scoreboard.
Ooh, that charge.
Yes, bad miss on the Vi's part. Forced to use
Oh,
her ult to get back
ulting
in.
in.
Hecarim's tanky, though, not taking a lot of damage. Gonna use the sniper shot on the Vi, but the Sivir just absorbs it with her shield.
Looks like they will be taking a drag here, though. Unless the
Yes.
Lux can maybe ult steal it.
I would opt to watch this fight, but it's boring, so we're gonna swap to this fight down here. Oh, very close
Ooh.
steal there. We do see that the Hecarim missed the smite, leaving it at about 50 HP, but Caitlyn with that last auto able to secure it for her team. We're back to the two giants. Yeah. Invigorating gameplay, everybody. This is what top lane's like, you know. Nothing
Yeah,
against
just,
the two
you know-
players. They're doing their job, but this is what, you know, you come to expect.
Yep. You throw some things at the other person and you hope they land, and if they land, you pray they do something.
Yep. Ornn probably could have been a lot more aggressive there than he is giving himself credit for, but he is understandably shaken, probably thinking that the Hecarim is not far behind. Vi closing the gap on the Syndra. Syndra's in a rough spot, misses the EQ combo. Doing about half her HP, though, by only hitting her ultimate, so still very scary.
Yep.
Bit of a misplay, though, from Syndra, you know, pushing up pretty aggressively without that ward score. Let's see if we can't see what Red is seeing here. This is a Red team. You can see their vision is very focused on Dragon in the bot lane, but however, the rest of the map is dark. Cannot tell. And for blue side, there is pretty much no vision. They, you know, red side's got heavy control over this map, so they're struggling to get those wards down. But they use that to their advantage and blow up the bot lane. Lux does a lot of damage. This is what I was talking about. Burst mages. We've got the Ahri closing the gap. Missing her Q, but it does not matter. OHVA giving them a lot more than they probably should be. They might allow them to get back in this game if they are not careful. Another very aggressive... Oh, Vi misses the Q on the Malphite.
And Malphite just kind of
Ults away.
peace outs.
Yep, could have been a potential kill, but Vi missing the Q is very crucial. We're going to see a possible mid lane turret fall here. An objective bounty going over to blue team.
Well, looks like Hecarim's coming in to respond to that. Or
Yep,
maybe
but
not.
Not there in time. You might be a little afraid of the Sivir, thinking that there's possibly a Vi or a Lux nearby. Syndra once again pushed up pretty heavily without her team. She does hit the EQ, allowing the Lux to not... Oh, Lux is dead.
Alright, well, goodbye.
Just like that. But Syndra is going to be
there's
shut
a
down here.
VLT and a teleport from someone.
This is
Who
definitely
unfortunately
Malphite.
is probably not going to last much longer.
Vi missing another
Okay, they're
crucial
gone.
Q on
Goodbye.
Malphite. You know, Malphite being way too over aggressive here. He needs to back off. He does not have ult to escape. You know, the gold gap is shrinking, folks. This game is becoming closer and closer as MVCA is closing it, and OHVA needs to watch out. You know.
Yep. Looks like they're probably gonna try and take out this inner turret here.
Yep, and that's really good. Vi is going to try to go in on them. You do see
Yep, there's an
Ornn
Ornn ulti.
behind.
I admittedly think the first one I've seen all game. A beautiful ult from the...
Malphite able to
Malphite.
peel for the Sivir. Karma doing her best to keep her ADC alive, but the Sivir will fall anyway. OHVA should probably back off as the Lux is now there. Karma is able to get away because the Lux misses that Q. It's 2 for 2. Or no, 1 for 2. My apologies.
Being able to take out both the Sivir and the Vi is...
We see
Quite
Lux
lo-
just
quite big.
standing in base.
Yep.
Bit of a misplay
And
on her part. That's going to allow an
This
inhib to be
might
taken.
be the end of the game.
I don't think it will be. They don't have a they don't have a lot of pushing power, but this is definitely a free
Oh.
inhibitor.
And Vi's coming back after.
Although Syndra is now here, so we could see a Nexus turret go down. That Ornn has gotten a lot tankier since the last time we've seen him. Hecarim canceling the Hex Gate. Getting himself potentially killed. He needs to cut his losses and go. Vi is committing back again. She's going to die to the Syndra.
And the Vi death.
Syndra
Syndra doing a lot of damage to the team.
That she is. You know, that EQ ult combo is not something to scoff at. Especially with Dark Harvest.
And that ability haste from the dragon is probably helping that quite a bit.
Oh, 100%. We might see a Baron play here considering Vi is down. They could trade it for the dragon on the other side of the map, but we might see them contest it. Ornn is going to upgrade another one of his allies' items, and it looks like it's going to be the Kraken Slayer from the Sivir. Very slow Baron coming out. Syndra opting to not damage the Baron, but sit back and wait for someone to approach. She might walk right into
Speaking
the
of
Lux's
which,
hand here.
that
Oh,
Lux-
but she
oh.
sees the Lux on that ward, and Lux is just standing there again. Lux seems to have a bad habit of that.
Because of that, there's no opposition, so the Drake is basically free. Looks like they are taking the dragon, though.
Yep, this is about what you would expect. You know, you do what you got to do to mitigate the damage that Baron is going to cause. So taking that Drake is the next best resort, although very slow because there was no Vi. But she comes in for the smite, misses it, but it's enough to get it down. Syndra being very over aggressive, missing the WE combo, ulting, doing over half her HP, and getting out. It looks like this could be the end of the game here if MVCA does not respond in time. Ahri behind.
Syndra looking very low, though.
Lux hitting an awesome
Massive
ult
Lux
on the
ult.
team. Stopping this dead in the tracks. Ornn, depending on how he uses this, could get more kills. Gets the kill on
yep.
Hecarim. Malphite opts to ult out. But they do, however, with Winions, trade a Nexus turret. Caitlyn should be able to counter this Vi forced to flash out.
Yep.
We do see a 2-for-1 fight in the favor of
Both Nexus turrets
MVCA.
down.
Both Nexus turrets down.
Leaves them straight open for a back door, so they need to be very careful.
Yep, this is a good time to see if the nerfs have come through. Nope, we still got 5,500 HP, so not yet. Let's look at our builds here. We see a focus on Burst with the Luden's Tempest, as well as a Rabadon's being built here soon. Going to boost that AP by 40%. Massive increase. We see a very tanky build from
Hecarim
the
definitely
Ornn.
getting some survivability stuff.
Yeah, that Trinity Force
Making
plus
sure
the
you can
Death
stay alive
Stamps.
just that much longer.
And Sterix is a very good item. We do see
Then we
some
got Vi with
Grievous
the Black
Wounds.
Cleaver. Definitely going to help against the Malphite.
Yep, that Eclipse keeping her alive, that paired with her passive, giving her a lot of shielding. Ahri opting for a less damaged build. She does not have her Mythic yet, going for Cosmic Drive as her first item. She is very behind, however. We do see a massive farm difference in the bot lane.
Just some, casual farming.
Yep. Overall, we could definitely see that MVCA is quite a bit down on different levels.
I apologize, my microphone was acting up.
I didn't hear anything, but you're fine.
That's the problem.
Oh. Probably a kill here on the Ahri, forced to ult away, but the ult's dashes are short, and Hecarim does not like giving up his prey. picks left and right, folks. Syndra and Caitlyn looking to potentially backdoor here if the Lux and Ornn leave base.
However, looks like they might
Walk
end up beating
right
each
into
other.
the
Yep.
Lux. She misses the Q and the Lux is going to fall here.
Yep. Depending on whether or not the others noticed, will depend. Yep, they definitely are backing.
Yep, this probably will be the end of the game here, I suspect. You know, they are down 2 members. Ahri coming up here soon, though. Caitlyn getting a lot of damage onto that Sivir.
Whew.
Good Malphite ult
Lot of
onto the
damage.
Vi, stopping her from engaging the rest of her team. Ornn is the last
Yep.
remaining member, and all they have to do is hit the Nexus. And it looks like that will be game 2, everybody. And we are going to go to game 3, an exciting one. The one with the most stakes. And we will meet back here at around 9 o'clock. Gonna get some music and stuff going and take a bathroom break, everybody. See
I will see you
y'all
in the next game.
soon. I'm shifting back. All right. Welcome back to game 3 of our OHVA versus MVCA match, everybody. It is 1-1, and this is the game that decides it all. With me, I have the same commentators as last game.
Hello.
And we will get right back into it. So, from OHVA, we see the Poppy Jinx, standard bans. So far, from MVCA, we see Hecarim. Makes perfect sense.
Why ever would they ban him?
Yeah, kind of steamrolled over their team there. Very good jungler. Cassidy, they're still very scared of that. Mordekaiser from OHVA. It is a played pick by their top laner, but if you're not going to pick it, it is better to ban it.
Yep.
Yeah, last ban coming up before the first picks of each team. Let's see who it'll be. My guess is a Karma. No, Morgana. That makes sense too. So it looks like Karma has slipped through. Might make it picked, or it could be Lux even. OHVA's support
Or we
is
could finally
well.
see that Vector.
Ah, we see that Lux. I don't know. I really liked the Syndra. Although I think
Yeah, the
that
Syndra was pretty nice with the, casual half health thing every 3 seconds.
Yep, pretty much. OHVA's mid laner is very good at adapting to what the enemy laner picks. So we could honestly see anything here. Soraka makes sense to go into the Lux. Lots of damage met by a lot of healing. I'm sure Jackson would know a lot about that. We see the Ari picked for a third time. I think this is the perfect time for a Syndra. Oh, but do we see the Victor? You were right.
Curious to see how this ends up.
Me too. Victor's very scary, very aggressive, can do a lot of
Yes.
damage even without having any kills.
And with his ability to level up his abilities.
Yeah, I'm noticing a theme of upgrading things tonight.
Yeah.
Started with Kha'Zix, now we moved into Ornn multiple times, as well as Karma. And now we're on Victor. Who would have thought? Caitlyn, again, another very solid pick. Worked very well for the bot lane last time. Lots of range, lots of damage, even when she's behind.
Mhm.
With the last pick coming out before the next set of bans. Here we go.
Are we going to see Ornn again?
I would not be surprised. Although, Ornn could probably be put off for a later pick. Nasus, now that is a scary pick. Very difficult champion to lane against because he scales practically no matter what you do. You have to be very aggressive into him and you have to deny him farm. If you are unable to do that, he will just scale and there's nothing that can be done. And one of his main counters was just banned, Gnar.
Gnar was not banned, actually. Wait, never mind.
All good. We do see the Kaisa coming out from... Oh, I apologize. I'm not streaming it.
You're good.
Let me do that. There you go. So we do see a Kaisa from the OHVA ban. You know, we talked about that last round. Kaisa, very versatile ADC, scary to go up against. You never really know how to build to counter her. Another one of Nasus's counters, Fiora being banned, and then Twitch banned again. Very focused on the top lane for MVCA and very focused on the ADC for OHVA. They're not
I'm
willing
just
to let
expecting
that
the
slip
number
through.
one ban for Nasus, Teemo.
Yep. Although
I
bans are
don't
done, so we will
I don't
see.
think Lucas plays Teemo, however.
I know he actually despises Teemo. So I'm assuming we're going to see another tank pick. Although I think while a tank is going to be useful into this team comp, it is the wrong play. And the reason I think that is because tanks cannot really counter Nasus properly in lane.
Maybe
But
a
we'll see.
bruiser of some sort?
A bruiser. Set could work. Set is very aggressive, and we did see the OHVA top laner do quite well into the opposing laner with Set in the first game. So we could see that played.
Um,
We do see the Wukong jungle pick. It's pretty standard for the jungler. Be good for catching out that Soraka and Aphelios.
Yep.
Renekton.
and the brother.
The brother indeed. And that is kind of what I was talking about, a character that is able to fight off the Nasus rather than a tank. So OHV is going to have to lean very heavily on this early game because if they get late game, they're not going to have a tank and they're not going to have peel for their carries.
Now it is time for the final pick from MCVA.
Yes. And it is a Skarner. Interesting.
Haven't seen him in a minute.
Yeah, don't see Skarners very often. It does make sense, however. OHA does not have a lot of mobility from its carries. Face check, go away.
Ooh, the Renekton be Nasus.
Yes.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. So we are going to switch it over to
Want me to wait while you
the
go get
actual
them?
client. Okay, you guys can see that, so we're good. I think this could be quite scary for OHVA if they are unable to get ahead in the early game.
Yes, they definitely need to make sure they can snowball their lead quite quickly.
Yep. If they do
As
not, they're going to struggle. Renekton falls off very hard.
yes,
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't nervous, but I do have confidence in our team here, everybody.
Worst that could happen.
So as we get through the draft again, are there any comments?
This is going to be very interesting to see, because if the top lane can get ahead first, then they can suppress the Nasus while the Victor scales.
Yep.
However, it could very well go the other way.
I agree. It's going to really depend on the solo lanes this game. I think we could see a repeat of the first game where one of the ADCs gets fed and carries the team. But I'm leaning more towards the idea that one of the two solo lanes, similar to second game, is going to get fed, get strong, and scale off of that.
Yes.
And, if you've ever played this game and you've ever faced a Nasus, you know how terrifying it is to go against a late game Nasus if you're really struggling in that game. So, and I think OHVA knows that going into this, otherwise they wouldn't have picked Renekton. So they have to be very careful. I must say I'm a little surprised to see the Ahri come out again. While the Ahri hasn't necessarily been like a bad pick or anything, I think it has underperformed just slightly.
Yeah. Well, it does also matter too about who it's up against, because if the Ahri can charm the Victor, especially in the earlier games.
Yeah, Victor will definitely suffer from that.
Yeah.
But if she's unable to get that early advantage, Victor is going to steamroll over her.
Right.
Victor gets one item, one ability upgrade, and he starts hitting very, very hard. His E and his Q do not pull punches.
It is all about the early game in this game.
It is. It really is. And, they've got to try to close this out as early as possible. They've got a very scaling enemy team, with Aphelios and Nasus being able to scale quite well as the Soraka able to keep her team alive. And the longer the game goes on, the more that Soraka is able to do. I do think, however, the Lux is quite scary for that Soraka because if that Soraka gets hit, there's
Yeah.
not much she can do to escape.
Well, the Caitlyn is also scary for the Soraka because of the range.
Yep.
Because in order to get in range for the Soraka Q, she would also be getting range for plenty of Caitlyn's abilities.
Yep. We had the Karma last game, and the Karma Caitlyn worked very well, as you saw. But I do think Caitlyn works better with a character that can CC harder, such as Lux. And, you hit that Q on Lux, you slap a trap underneath the person being rooted, and they're CC'd forever.
Yeah. Well, that is if you can line it up properly, because I know it
Yeah,
is.
it is
Even
an
for rooted, it
awkward.
can be hard.
Yeah, it's very awkward, but you do what you can. But alright, while we wait for spectator delay, unless my co-commentators have anything else to say, we're going to swap it to intermission and we're going to play some music while we wait.
I might say let's go ahead and swap it over.
Alright. We will see you guys here shortly. right, everyone, we are back into this game. So, while I work on getting this spectator bug finished, it'll be just a moment and we'll be able to start seeing the action. Any second now. Any second. There we go. All right.
And there was light.
There was indeed.
And a Nasus with a snazzy looking hat.
Yes, one of the older NASA skins, but it holds up pretty well.
Ah, must be quite a gentleman.
Aha, I see what you did there. All right. Well, we're seeing some pretty standard setups here throughout the map. Watching your flank, so no one invades ya. Calling for a bit of a dance in the top lane, but Renekton's not gonna fall for it. Maybe if it were a more casual setting, but you run the risk too much here. Ask someone to dance and they come and kill ya. Doesn't feel good, now does it?
Well, always good to have a little fun here and there.
Of course, but not when it's game 3 of a very dangerous series.
This is true.
As if the stakes weren't high enough. This is their one and only chance to move on, so go ahead and support your team as loud as you can, and we're going to see how this unfolds. I say that as if anything interesting is going to happen yet, but, you know, baby steps. There's some leashes coming out in blue, the exact opposite of what we saw last game, but Skarner needs the mana more than he needs HP. Skarner's main...
I do apologize. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I do apologize, but these crystals, I can't remember exactly what they grant Skarner.
So, that is a great question. So Skarner's passive makes these little crystal spires appear around the map. I'll do a little brief showcase. See 2 in each river, as well as 1 in each jungle. And as you can see, these ones are blue, meaning that they mark the blue team having control. It's kind of like a tower defense type thing. And you see that one also being blue. They're all blue. Usually they change colors depending on which team took them. I'm not sure why they haven't, but
There's a red
it's a
one on the
spectator.
bot side river.
Is there? There is, so that's what you
There
would come
is.
to
That's
expect.
odd.
I don't know why that one's blue, but probably a spectator bug. Nonetheless, when Skarner is in them, he gets not only increased movement speed, but he gets massively increased mana regen and health regen. I believe his Q cooldown might also be lower. I'm not entirely sure on that. It's been a while since I've played Skarner.
Okay.
So it's kind of important for him to have them up. It also makes his clear a lot quicker and a lot safer for him, so he does not have to, you know, take massive amounts of damage. I don't know why the scoreboard always messes up for OHVA, but let me fix that briefly. Well, almost. There we go. So we see some aggression coming out from our lanes here, but nothing too bad to yet. Ari missing that charm.
Bot side getting some work done on both sides. Against both Soraka and the Caitlyn.
Looks like
Massive action bot
Renekton
lane.
gonna fall early. This is not good. Giving Nasus an early kill could be pretty bad. Even if it goes to Skarner, that is a massive increase, but
And
we're
that was
gonna
a
see
Q kill
more
as well.
fighting bot lane, potential return kill, but Soraka's gonna do everything she can to keep her ADC alive. Flash, heal, and another heal will bring him back to half HP.
So much healing right there.
Yeah, Soraka is a dangerous champion when she can get her healing in like that. And just like that, we see what we were afraid of, the Nasus getting a kill early.
Yep. With that, he's going to be able to snowball if left unattended.
Absolutely, they're going to have to do a lot to try and check him.
Especially because that kill was using his Q, which
Yep.
allowed him to gain, I believe, 12 stacks.
Yes, Renekton does get stacks every time he kills something with his Q, allowing his further future Qs to be stronger. Very scary.
I do believe you
champion.
mean Nasus.
What did I say, Renekton?
Yep.
Yeah, I meant Nasus.
I don't play Renekton, so I was actually a little confused. I'm like, wait, does that work with Renekton too?
Yeah, you know, brother things. No, I'm kidding. I think Renekton definitely needs to be a lot more careful. You do have the aggression, but you also have to make sure you're not being ganked. Skarner is very good at locking down targets, and you will see that later on when he ults people.
Straka being way in front of their ADC,
Yep.
not usually an ideal position.
Well, she's creating a lot of room. Soraka's Q allows her to take trades very safely because, you know, she heals up, so even if she takes damage.
Right. Grievous is going to be a must on this team.
Absolutely. Renekton opting to be aggressive again, but he's going to get baited in. Might die again to the
Oh, he's going to dash over the wall.
He's going to dash over the wall. There's no flashes to be used on him, so he gets out. But he needs to be more careful playing around that vision. He does not have very much in the top lane. Soraka stops the back on the Lux. Gonna delay her gold gain a little bit. Might put the bot lane slightly behind, but it's negligible.
Nasus out of mana.
Renekton going
Gonna be taking
ham,
a lot of
maybe a
damage.
little scared that the Skarner's still there. Probably could have gone a little deeper. That's okay.
The Skarner does seem to be trying to get the Nasus ahead, which is a good strategy for...
It's a safe bet, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like
Wukong disabling the crystal in the river there.
Yep. Looks like we're going to see Soraka Skarner play in the mid lane, maybe a gank. I'm not entirely sure what Soraka is up to. Maybe she's just running in to heal her Ahri. I mean, I don't play a lot of Soraka, but that might be a slight time waster. But, as your ADC
They might have been
not in
expecting
lane.
something, as Aphelios would take a while to get back to lane.
Yeah,
Maybe trying
that
to
would be my guess.
get something if there was something to be gained.
Yep. Renekton once again being very aggressive here. He does have vision, but not as much as he could. It looks like we will probably see a kill on the Victor here.
Yep.
It is not looking good for OHVA so far. Nah, there's no way he gets away with those Ahri dashes.
That
OHVA
shield making it
maybe
very close.
underestimating their opponents just a little bit too much here. Gotta be a little careful. Probably not gonna see a dragon here, but I don't know.
With that crystal, maybe.
Maybe.
Could
Don't know
also
if
see
they
a
have the
gank
damage
bot
yet,
side
though.
first.
I think it's going to be a bot lane gank. He might walk through Tribush. He does not. But I think he might have just barely gotten spotted by that ward.
Vision is key.
It absolutely is. And we see a major lack of it from both sides in the top lane. However, it is a lot more risky for blue side considering that is a huge river that opens right next to him. Must be careful. Needs to get a control ward, at least in that bush right at the edge of the river there.
Renekton definitely trying to push, getting some levels ahead, but also allowing the Nasus to safely farm under tower.
Yep.
Taking a little bit of poke in return, but...
That is definitely the big issue here. What you want out of the Renekton is definitely to freeze the farm near his turret, so that way when the Nasus steps up, the Renekton can bully him.
Yes.
But we do see instead the opposite. Victor being aggressive with the Ahri. Not in a prime position yet to do a lot of damage, but he's getting there. Takes Victor a little bit to get going.
Aphelios with his gold old white and red.
Yep.
I am not, however, going to make it go through the hell of trying to explain all of his abilities.
I will try in just a moment. However, we do see a kill on this Soraka. Very good gank from the Wukong using the proper CC to shut her down. While she does not have a lot of mobility, she is very hard to kill because she lasts for an incredible amount of time.
Especially once she reaches 6.
Absolutely. Now let me try to take a second here to explain Aphelios for our viewers. So this man right here is one of the craziest champions we have in the game. His main gimmick is that he has 5 guns. Right now you can see his purple one and his white one. And now you can see all of them in his backing animation. We do, however, pause for a fight in the mid lane. Victor getting a kill on the Ahri. He's going to trade his life for it, but that could maybe not trade his life for it. Nope. No, it looks like he will. The slow from the E is light, and Renekton shuts down the Nasus. Just like that, OHVA are back in this game.
And with almost a 1k gold lead as well.
Absolutely. So anyway, Aphelios. So yes, Aphelios has 5 guns, and he swaps between them all game. You can see the bar underneath his HP representing, or underneath his mana, representing the amount of ammo each gun has. Each gun has a total of 50 ammo. You can see each notch represents 10. And after he consumes all of that ammo, he swaps to the next gun in the order. So, his abilities also shift depending on the gun. So you saw his ult there, the Moonlight Vigil.
Mhm.
He had his purple gun equipped, and this is where it gets complicated, folks. He had his purple gun equipped, so when it hit Caitlyn, we see the purple effect going off, which is a slow, and then if he presses his Q, he roots them. It's very
Okay.
complicated. I won't try to go into too much more depth. We do see Renekton getting a little aggressive, and a potential kill on the Skarn here should be nigh
Oh, there was a
guaranteed.
Soraka ult.
Yep, it is. But the general gist of Aphelios is he has 2 abilities, Q and ult, as well as his autos. And his Q and his ult change depending on his gun.
Okay.
And, you know, if it comes up and I need to explain it, I'll explain it more.
All right.
We see an early dragon coming out from blue side. Very good. You can see that control coming back, similar to the past few games.
I've definitely been staying on top of all these dragons.
Yep. Victor walking right into the REQ there. Gonna get himself killed because of that.
Yep.
Or RE.
Any idea how close Victor is to leveling up one of his abilities? That can wait though, as we have a fight now.
Yes, we do have a fight. Aphelios is going ham. Crazy stuff happening here. So, the general gist of what you just saw is he's using his sniper rifle, which when he hits a Q with his sniper rifle, he can then auto them at a very long range. And when he autos them, he also shoots his secondary gun, which is his boomerang.
Okay.
And just like that, he hit the Q on... Oh god, there's so much going
Oh.
on.
There goes
Renekton getting
Renekton being
pulled.
kidnapped.
Yep. Both Nasus and Skarner ult used. Renekton Wing him
stunned on a
under
tower.
turret. It looks like he's going to shut
Going to
down the
die
Nasus.
here.
1 for 1. I would say that's definitely in Renekton's favor.
Ooh.
So, bit scary coming out from the bot lane that Aphelios getting a kill. Although he is 1 for 1 with the Caitlyn. The Caitlyn is, however, a lot farther behind on farm. We do already see grievous wounds coming out on the Caitlyn for that Soraka.
Yep. Definitely a good idea.
And we will probably see more.
Very quickly, for those of you who don't know, Grievous Wounds reduces a percentage of the healing that comes into a champion affected by it. You'll see it by a heart, I believe, with a slash through it.
Yeah, it's like a heart with an X through it. I can't remember if it's
Yeah.
swords or not. I think they
I think-
changed the icon so it's instead them being on fire.
On fire?
Yeah, I don't
Interesting.
remember. It's been a while. It's one of those particles that you don't really pay attention to. You just know that it's on them. Oh, we
Alright.
do see a kill on the
Oh.
Skarner here, and we can
Looks
look
like the
to see.
aftershock has been upgraded.
Yes, we can look to see how close he is to the next upgrade, and that. Well, actually, it looks like he hasn't upgraded at all. Or no, that can't be correct.
Yeah, he's upgraded his aftershock.
Oh yeah, his E. It does not show that when we're hovering over him. This should be darker, but that's okay. So we see he's about 60 or 59 points away from the next upgrade. Very nice Soraka silence. Probably going to result in the Caitlyn dying there. This Aphelios knows what he's doing.
Most certainly.
We do
Oh,
see
we got a Shelly coming out.
Shelly. That is not going to kill the turret, but it is going to kill the turret.
It
I
is
was
going
wrong.
to kill the turret.
My bad,
Alright.
Shelly. I was underestimating you. First turret, getting all the plates on that turret, that's a lot of gold, as well as killing the Nasus. Top lane is looking much better than where it started this game.
Bot side turret not looking the hottest. However,
No, but that,
top side definitely suppressing the early lead the Nasus had.
that turret plating keeping that tower alive, but it just fell, so it probably won't last much longer. Although there's going to be another tower in the top lane, as MVCA have not attempted to stop it at all.
Looks like they're finally sending some people in a response. However, it's a little late for that.
Yep. Looks like
Especially
the bot
now that
lane
there's
turret
a
is going to
2K,
fall.
excuse me, 1K now gold lead.
Yep, it is
in
a
favor of
very
HVA.
even game. It could go either way. Oops.
Wukong going on Soraka only for a Skarner to then appear.
Yep. Soraka
But he
using
is
her
dead
Q
set
to
on
get
getting a
that.
Soraka.
Yeah. Skarner
And
saves
then
the
he turns.
Soraka, but he's gonna fall to it. Even if he runs that way, you got a bot lane coming right at him. Caitlyn gonna get a kill. Well needed for her, as she is a bit behind. Let's see, what is our timer on Dragon here?
Oh, I just realized this Caitlyn has cleanse.
Oh, she does. Makes sense into the enemy team. Nope.
It does. Especially with that Skarner,
For some
who is
reason, I can
terrifying.
not display the time between objectives, but it's not that. No, that's weird. But anyway, Dragon will be up momentarily. Renekton gonna try to get another turret, giving Nasus some free farm. But at this point in the game, it probably doesn't matter too much because it's already happened.
Renekton having Hullbreaker definitely helping with split pushing capabilities.
Yep, Skarner gonna try to contest, although there is 3 here, and the OHVA's jungler has been on point all night.
Yep. Tries to go in and steals their jungler.
Yep.
3 others going in.
Aphelios
Jungler
is an
dead
issue
set on
though,
this dragon.
and
Does not get it though.
just like that, the dragon's down. But it might be not as worth as killing the enemy.
Yep. That
The
Lux ult
OHVA
definitely
just
doing some
keep
damage.
coming at them, and just like that, they kill 2 people. Was it worth the dragon? I don't know. But it does give OHVA. If they kill this Aphelios, it's 100% worth. That shutdown is so valuable.
However, it doesn't look like they're going to be able to.
I would
They did
definitely.
gain quite a gold lead, however,
I would
as well as
definitely
probably a
say
few
that
turrets.
that was probably in the end better for MVCA. Mostly because
Especially
Nasus
'cause
is
this
getting
Nasus
a
is
top
just-
turret.
Yeah.
He's not being checked by anyone. And they got a kill, or they didn't get a kill, but they also got a dragon. So,
This Nas is probably not going to let up here unless
No.
someone responds.
yep, not at all. Nasus is not one to give up, and he will probably not leave top lane very much. Looks like we
Yeah.
will probably see a kill on Victor here. That slow from Skarner is nasty. Might see the
Yep.
a kill on Caitlyn here too, as Skarner is fast. Yep, Caitlyn died
Turner
too.
is very fast. One fight going on in the top lane.
Oh, come on, let's watch this fight. No, alright.
And also let's just fight. Alright.
Yep.
And looks like they're gonna be fighting again.
Yeah, a bit of back and forth here. It definitely seems like MVCA made what that risky play was on the Dragon Steel into a much better play, getting a few kills off of the back of it, getting turrets. It seems like OHVA is losing control a little bit. They've got to keep pushing that advantage they have. They don't have much more time before their team is going to get very hard to defeat.
Especially with that Soraka gaining more and more healing power as the game progresses.
Yep, and this
going
Aphelios
to
is
become-
quite strong. Aphelios looks like he's going to be shut down here. Lux taking the kill. Not a problem at all, because Lux does a lot of damage.
Especially with that ult of hers.
Oh, absolutely.
Renekton walking up, then not.
Renekton's a bit ahead of Nasus in terms of XP. Let's see how our farm is shaping up. We do see a lead on the Renekton in terms of farm. Renekton is winning the lane.
Especially with a 2-item advantage.
Yes, not to mention Nasus does not even have his mythic yet, but he will probably back and buy it. Yep, we see the Divine Sunder right there. Victor maybe being a little over aggressive here. Not a lot of vision on his side. He's just planting a deep ward and backing off. He knows this Ahri is behind him. Skarner not too far away either. If he stays, he could be picked.
Looks like he's taking this opportunity to
gonna-
at least stop the back.
Stall the back,
Make sure-
force the Ahri to ult out.
Ooh,
Welcome back,
not
Michael.
ideal. Aphelios using his guns.
Yep, as you do. Pew pewing away.
Mhm.
Lots of damage. You're starting to see the potential damage that Victor can do. Let's see. Let's see. Has Victor upgraded any more of his abilities? Yes, he has. He just, in fact, upgraded one. I cannot tell, but I presume it was the Q. That is usually the next one you go for. Oh, yep, it was. I can tell now.
I'm not sure what that did.
So the upgraded Q allows him
Oh.
to get a movement speed after queuing.
The visionless
Ah.
dodge.
We do see a Rift Herald take it. We might see one of our first full team fights in this game. Very good
That
Lux
aftershock
ult.
taking off
That
quite a lot of
Nasus is
That
behind, and
ult
the
doing plenty
AoE
of
from the
damage.
Aphelios is nothing to joke at.
Skarner stealing the jungler, making sure he does not see the light of day any longer.
Renekton holding off 4 members of the team, but it looks like Nasus was in the backline, and it looks like Renekton's not going to be able to hold off for much longer, and OHVA walks away without getting a single kill.
Skarner just barely close to death, then the Soraka runs in, makes sure that isn't a thing anymore.
OHVA's got to be very careful. The AoE from MVCA is terrifying. The Aphelios can chunk in the middle of team fights with his ult, as it'll hit anything close enough, and it'll also fire his gun at anything that is close enough. And that's just when you're talking about a novice Aphelios. This Aphelios clearly has experience with him and knows what he's doing.
And then I look at him and I go, oh, okay, it's green now.
Yep, green gun means shoot far.
was the Wukong present in that fight?
I'm not sure, but
the
I
Wukong
believe he
was stolen
was.
by the Skarner.
We do see a trade, Victor for Aphelios. Probably more worth it for OHVA there. Wukong using the second cast of his ult. Not able to find the Skarner, but walks away very safely. 1 for 1. Probably in OHVA's favor, based on shutdown gold. We do see relatively even in terms of scores, except for maybe the top and mid lane. Victor having a bit of a rough game. We have a potential second Drake coming out of the Skarner's unable to steal, but it looks like he's not even going to try. A little too far away, and OHV is able to take this quite quickly.
And, oh, it's already Ocean Soul.
Yep. Ocean Soul's pretty good for either team. More
Yep.
healing is always a nice thing.
Especially for Soraka, which means more healing means she's able to replenish her HP faster, which means that she's
Yep.
able to replenish her team's HP faster.
100%. Believe the way Ocean Soul works is after a short time of either taking, or I think it's dealing damage, you gain a decent chunk of it back, or a decent chunk of HP back from it. If I'm correct, it's been a while since I've read what Ocean Soul does.
Yeah, and I know they've changed a few of the dragons recently.
Yep.
Well, by recently, I think it was a few months ago now, but
That's
still.
still pretty recent, you know. When you get updates every 2 weeks,
That's fair.
the game changes a lot.
Some casual farming going on, making sure to clear out those traps, make sure those aren't an issue. Not the bottom ones, though.
This game is still anyone's, well, game. You do see a lead with OHVA. Maybe not in kills, but their gold lead is not entirely 1,000 or 10,000 yet.
Yes, this Aphelios, the Ari, they're definitely starting to scale, so OHVA will be losing their lead here very soon.
Yep, OHVA's got a couple of towers on them, so OHVA's got to do something drastic here, like that.
Oh.
Very
And
nice Lux
Lux ult takes out the
shutting down
Soraka,
the
meaning
Soraka.
all the others will not be surviving much longer if they decide to go in.
Yep, should allow OHVA
There's
to
a Caitlyn
push
ult.
farther with this fight. NASA's not even bothering to roam. OHVA could look for a potential objective across the map for this.
NASA's starting to come back, although a little late. Might go in try going in from the back. Will most likely get collapsed on, depending on how tunneled everyone
Aphelios
is.
ult
Yep,
used very
they are
early in
definitely
the
going
fight.
in.
Skarner gonna try to
That
get
Nasus
someone. He
looking too low to be
ults the
able to
Renekton.
fight.
Renekton's guaranteed to die here probably.
Yep, could probably take the Nasus with him if he can dash, but he is stuck.
Looks like OHVA is just gonna abandon their Renekton now that Soraka's back up. OHVA is forced to get off their window of opportunity to gain any major objectives has been shut.
They were able to get some kills, but looks like the gold is even again.
Yep, it's right there, and it might be even closer if Skarner gets something off of this. Tries to go after the clone, however, it is just a clone. I'm telling you folks watching at home, I am nervous, and you should be too. This game could go either way. Bit of a calm game state. People are resetting, getting some minor objectives across the map, some vision control. Looks like red side definitely has a control over vision compared to blue side. Lots more objective and river control. Might see a potential fight here in the river. Not sure entirely what for, but maybe just a fight. Sometimes that's all you need. Victor getting some valuable poke, but Soraka is scary. She just heals it right back up. She has to be the first one to die. Skarner entering in. Looks like this fight is going to start. He pulls the Caitlyn. Caitlyn is scary, but lots of AoE coming out from OHVA.
That Luxall doing quite a bit of damage.
Wukong hitting all of the team members with that Cyclone, and
Yep.
they're
What a
able to
fight.
win that
Everyone
fight
just sticking
massively.
to their target.
They're going to opt to prepare and take this dragon, which is probably still around 30 to 40 seconds away, so they might want to look for something else across the map. But that was
Yeah.
a very good fight for them.
Looks like
So-
they're starting to head up mid lane.
Potential.
Looking to maybe back off that dragon a little more. Definitely make sure to take a little bit of that tower's damage if they can.
Yes, they did lose the Caitlyn, but however, she's not the most valuable player on their team.
Yep. This Soraka will be up first, however, it will be a while before anyone else is.
Soraka not known for her ability to stop pushes,
Yep.
even with a Skarner following behind her. Victor getting a little aggressive, pushing her off. Skarner's pushing up, but maybe being a little aggressive. OHB might have been able to push for that, but they're opting to back off to try to get this dragon. An inhib turret is still a lot of value.
With the inhib turret gone, there's a lot less pressure that they're able to exert on the red side.
Yep, and that is a dragon, or third dragon for OHV, bringing us to Soul Point. Oh, Renekton opting to not engage on the Aphelios. Maybe a little passive. Should have been able to punish that Aphelios' mistake. But
Well, you never know who else could be behind him.
very true, but sometimes you have to take risks, especially with Victor there. I don't know. I don't know what I would have done in that situation. I don't play Renekton.
Well, neither do I. Played my fair share of Nasus, though, and I know that he is becoming more and more of a problem the longer this game draws on.
He is, however, he is being stunted very quickly in teamfights, far from the issue.
Yes.
Skarner needs to pick better targets if he wants to win these fights for his team. Caitlyn, while a valuable player for their team, is not the crucial member that needs to be pulled every team fight.
Who do you think should be pulled then?
I would definitely be trying to pull either the Renekton, the Wukong, or the Lux. You know, if you pull the Lux, you remove a lot of their damage in CC. If you pull the Renekton, you're removing their front line. If you pull the Wukong, you're removing AoE and CC for them.
This is true.
But sometimes, you know, with Skarner, you don't have a lot of mobility outside of just, you know, scuttling at people. So you're going to take what you can get. And I understand
That is
that.
true. Looks like it could be a little bit of a fight here, but it's like
Skarner,
the Renekton's going to disengage a little bit.
Skarner did not feel like bringing the Renekton closer with the Impale. Maybe a bit of a risky fight here for OHVA. Gonna opt to go in on that Nasus. Nasus ulting, but he does a lot of damage. You're gonna see the Cyclone coming out and killing on the Nasus.
Yep.
The Soraka's up a little aggressively, but they're not able to shut her down. Victor's behind
Caitlyn
doing
applying some
a
grievous
lot of
wounds.
AoE. Big Lux ult coming out, hitting multiple people. Renekton in the back line. Soraka's not able to keep her Aphelios alive. And just like that, OHVA has won another fight. And this could be a big one. Multiple inhibs
They're definitely starting to
potential.
snowball a lot more than they were.
They are. Their team fights have been crucial, and they're getting a lot of objectives. This could potentially be the end of the game here.
I don't think there's a minion wave coming up as we speak.
Yes. They might have
And
wanted
other
to
than the
push
Ahri, they
out
still
that
got
top inhib,
5
but
seconds.
it looks like they do a lot of damage to turrets. Even if they come up, it might not matter. Ahri is not able to stop them.
Does not appear that they'll be able to take all of it, but they're definitely able to take those towers.
Yep. And they might just re-win a fight. No, if they back off and play the safe. That makes sense.
They missed a tower, however, it's basically one hit.
Oh, no, it's dead.
Oh, is it? Oh, it
It's
did die.
dead. Winions. Sounds like I'm saying onions, but winions. It's when minions do a lot of the work for you.
This game definitely looking in favor of OHVA. However, again, they need to end this quick if they can. Objective bounties are now up for red side.
They're playing fights very well. They're getting the picks they need to get, and they're building off of that. You know, Lux ults have been crucial. They've been hitting great cyclones from the Wukong. It's on, those two to close out this game. Do that massive damage. Skarner having a little bit of an identity crisis. Not entirely sure on who he should be pulling. Understandably so.
Yeah.
I do not envy his position.
Looks like they might be making a Baron play here.
I believe this is the right call. They have a lot of super minions to deal with, and as well as an open inhib or an exposed inhib.
Not only that, they take this thing fast. And if they can get this, they can just basically push till the Nexus.
I'm not even sure MVCA knows that they're on it. They probably assume, but,
Not much they can do.
correct. And that Baron is probably going to allow them to end out this game. Those empowered super minions are nothing to scoff at. And we might see even a dragon here coming out for Soul. That double stacked buff is... oh, it's dangerous.
Caitlyn Auto is applying some Grievous Wounds, probably going to end up reducing a lot of healing later on.
Absolutely,
Passes with
yeah.
Hullbreaker, ends up disabling as he nears his teammates again.
Yeah, I mean, the Hullbreaker's kind of a pointless item at the moment. Not really able to push. You got to stay and defend your base. You got OHVA pushing from two sides, pushing the exposed inhib as well as pushing the already taken inhib. But it looks like Wukong's just walking up. They're not able to stop him. You see the Victor flashing to force the
This
Soraka
Soraka ult
to
is down, and they are going to be taking some heavy damage
Yep,
now.
Renekton's just doing his thing and wailing on the Nexus. They're on full defense mode. OHVA playing this risky, maybe opting... the safer play might have been to kill them first and then take the Nexus, but they won the game nonetheless. And that will close out our series, everyone. OHVA is moving on to the next game. Fight. I don't know.
I don't know how the bracket works at the moment.
I don't know. But nonetheless, you will probably see us, I believe, next week for the next game.
I
Or
think
is
so.
it? Might be a bit
not
later,
sure.
but I am unsure. Nonetheless, thank you guys for watching and attending, and I hope you all have a good night. This was OHVA signing off.
Yep.